Hello, good morning everyone. And today we are discussing about the dowel bars. Okay, this is the most important concept in your CC payment design. At least in every 1 year or 2 year, this question has been asked. That is design of joints. Either they may ask there. Usually the problem will be asked from this concept. You can see the last year question paper. This design of dowel bars has been asked. I have uploaded all the question papers in your Google Classroom. Once go through the that question papers. Okay, this is the very important concept. This dowel bars and tie bars. Today for the next 1 hour we are going to discuss about the design of the dowel bars. And the students who are not attending this class, it will be very difficult them to understand. Okay, the theory part is only about 1 or 2 pages. You need to understand the concept before the design. Okay, and this class should be interactive class. So I request whenever I ask the question, please unmute your app and tell me the answer. Okay, without interaction it is little difficult to understand. Okay, we shall start. Okay, in this class we are discussing about the design of the dowel bars. Design means you are providing the bars. You know where the dowel bars will be provided. Until now you have studied all the design factors, isn't it? Using those design factors, in this class you are going to design the dowel bars. That means in your structure also you are providing bars, right? That is why the bars will be provided everywhere along the structures, and you are going to design the diameters of the bars. Along with the diameter you are going to provide the spacing, proper spacing you are going to design, isn't it? Like that, in CC pavement, that is in concrete pavement or rigid pavement also, you are going to design the dowel bars based on the n number of factors. That may be the load of the vehicle and also with thickness of the slab. Many factors will be studying in this class. All the design factors which you have studied until now, including the wheel load concept and radius of relative stiffness, edge thickness. Okay, all the concept you are going to analyze or you are going to apply in this class. Okay, okay. Tell me, when this double bar is provided, in which direction? Where this double bar is provided? I have given one code, that is L and T, and another one is T. Yes, that is transverse joints. Okay, to in transverse direction, that is in the movement of the vehicle direction, this dowel bars will be provided, isn't it? And what is the objective? This dowel bars will act as an expansion joints, also construction joints. Okay, expansion joints, when it will act, it will be provided during the summer season, so that your pavement will expand, and this will helps in the expansion. And another one is construction joint or contraction joints. Contraction joints are provided during winter season. Okay, and these construction joints are formed as through joints across the full depth. Okay, suppose assume 200 mm is the thickness of the slab. You are going to provide throughout the entire length, and you know the small gap between two slabs. Okay, that is between two slabs, small amount of gap is provided. That gap will be about 20 mm. Okay, 20 mm gap will be provided at the expansion joints to allow for the expansion. Why you are providing expansion joints? Expansion joints are provided to allow the expansion. That is gap between two joints or two slabs will be 20 mm. You know, in previous classes we have studied the expansion joints will be provided at every third or fourth slab. Okay, suppose 10 slabs are there, first slab, second slab, third slab. At every third slab you are going to provide this expansion joints, or every fourth slab you are going to provide this expansion joints. Okay, yes, that is a small gap of 20 mm is provided. And why this is provided? When there is a expansion. Okay, when the during summer season there will be expansion of the slabs. Due to expansion, what type of stress is acting? This compressive stresses will be acting. Remember this word. Whenever expansion is taking place, compressive stresses are taking place. Similarly, whenever contraction is taking place, okay, that is contraction of joints is taking place, at that time tensile stresses will be acting. Okay, so along with that, buckling, buckling will be happening. Okay, these are the two forces which will be acting. That is, in expansion, during expansion, compressive stresses will be acting. Similarly, during contraction, tensile stresses will be acting. And if you provide this double bars, it will helps in buckling, or it will, sorry, not helps, it will prevent the buckling of the slab near the joints. Okay, just like that, if you won't provide the double bars, there will be a chance of buckling. So to avoid this, you are providing this dowel bar. And where it is provided, I will show the figure. Okay, assume this is the thickness of the slab. Assume this much thickness, this is the thickness of the slab. Okay, assume 200 mm is the thickness of the slab. You have provided the slab for 200 mm. Okay, the distance from this point, that is, I will show, distance from the bottom slab to the top slab is 200 mm. Okay, there is a certain norms in your design also, you are providing, that is at least 1/3 from the bottom or 2/3 from the bottom. Here you are providing the bars, that is double bars at a mid depth. Mid depth means, I will show. Yes. Okay, assume this is a 200 mm, 200 mm thickness. You are providing double bars at the mid depth. Okay, that is at 100 mm. You can see here. These are the double bars. It is provided at the mid depth. Okay, this is the concept behind this.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. Yes. Any doubts?
Yes, sir.
ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
Once again explain.
Okay. Listen, in this class we are discussing about the dowel joints. Okay, sorry, not dowel joints, it is dowel bars. Where it is provided, I will once again show the figure. That is once we shall look at the figure for the newcomers. Okay, listen, this is the dowel bars. Okay, dowel bars, this is the movement of the vehicle. This is the movement of the vehicle. The vehicle will move in this direction. Okay, this is the longitudinal direction, and this is the transverse direction. That is, this joint you can see, that is along the direction of the travel. This joint is called as the longitudinal joints. Similarly, perpendicular to the movement, the joints is provided 1, 2, 3, 4. These joints are called as transverse joints. And to transfer of load, you are providing dowel bars. Okay, these are the dowel bars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that is, and similarly, this is the transverse joints. To withstand this, they have provided the tie bars. Okay, these are the tie bars. In longitudinal direction, tie bars will be provided. Similarly, in transverse direction, dowel bars will be provided. We are discussing about the same points in this class. Okay, and yes, that is why you are providing this. These dowel bars will act as expansion joints and construction joints, and also it will act as a contraction joints. Expansion joints means in summer your slab will expand. To provide this expansion, you are providing the dowel bars. Similarly, in winter, what will happen? The slab will contract. To withhold this one, you are providing the dowel bars. Okay, and the space between two slabs. I just saw the slabs. Okay, there will be two slabs. The space between two slabs. Assume this is the first slab and this is the second slab, third slab. Like this, your road will be there. Okay, the space between two slab, you can say this first slab and second slab, minimum there will be 20 space will be left. Okay, and for every third or fourth slab, you are going to construct the expansion joint. Okay, this is the first joint, this may be a contraction joint, second one may be a contraction joint, and this third or fourth one may be your expansion joints. You are going to design in such a manner in your CC payments. Okay, and what is the effect of this? In if expansion, whenever expansion will be happening, compression stresses or compressive stresses will be acting. Similarly, whenever contraction will be happening, at the time tensile stresses will be acting. Due to the provision of this dowel bars, if you provide this dowel bars, it will prevent the buckling. Okay, next, where you are going to provide this steel bar? You are going to provide steel bar at a mid depth. ಮಿಡ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 200 ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ದಟ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬಿನ್ 200 ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ you are going to provide this double bars. Assume these are the double bar 1 2 3 4. ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? 100 ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಿಡ್ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ means you are providing it 100 in 200 thickness. You are providing this double bars at the mid depth, that is at a 100 okay, that one only you are going to design in this class. Next, after this, load it do. Okay, you cannot provide this expansion joint in some of the cases. Okay, but in case of bridges, you need to provide this expansion joints compulsorily. You can see it, though it is not considered very essential to provide expansion joints in CC payments at regular intervals. Okay, you cannot provide expansion joints at very regular intervals. Okay, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಧ್ಯನೂ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ ಎವರಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್. Similarly, but in case of abutments means like bridges, you need to compulsorily provide this dowel bars. This is the objectives. Okay, and I will show the figure. You can see here, this is the first figure where dowel bar is not provided. Okay, you can see here in this figure there is no dowel bar. Here in this figure you can see this is a dowel bar. Okay, where dowel bar is constructed at the mid depth. Assume this is the total thickness 200 in this is the mid depth. If suppose you are not providing this dowel bar, what is happening? You can see here, this is a wheel load ಇದೆ. wheel load ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? wheel load ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. You can see top and bottom deflection is happening, but load is not transferred. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಡವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಝೀರೋ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಡಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟೂ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡೊವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಡೊವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಲೋಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಿಂಗ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಟೈ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಲೋಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಡೊವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಲೋಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಟೂ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಟೂ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ಸ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಲ್ಯಾಬ್. load will be transferred from this slab to this slab, so this dowel bars will act as a load transferring device. Okay, you can see in the second figure. In second figure, what they have provided with the dowel bar. Okay, that is at the mid depth. Suppose 500 is the total thickness, 250 is the mid depth. At this step they have provided the dowel bar, and this is a wheel load. Okay, what is happening? Deflection will be happening, and this deflection will be transferred to the next slab. This is the difference between provision of dowel bar and without dowel bar. You can see the load is transferred in this dowel bar. Similarly, in first case, due to there is no provision of this dowel bar. You can see dowel bar is not provided. So deflection is not transferred to the second slab. And this is the load diagram of the dowel bar. You can see at the joints the load will be happening, or the load diagram is like this. Maximum transfer will be taking place. Okay, these are the objectives. I'll repeat once again quickly. That is, what is the objective? This expansion joints and construction joints are formed to the full depth. Okay, it is provided at the full depth. And what is the spacing? Minimum 20 millimeter gap is provided at the expansion joints. And third point is, whenever expansion is taking place, compressive stresses are acting. Similarly, whenever contraction is acting or contraction is taking, if contraction are acting, at that time tensile stresses are acting. Okay, and these dowel bars will help in preventing the buckling. If you don't provide the dowel bar, the slab will buckle. To prevent this, you are providing the dowel bar, and this dowel bar is provided at the mid depth at the weak location, and this dowel bar will act as a load transferring devices. Okay, that is the main objective. Steel dowel bars will act as a load transferring devices. And this expansion joints you cannot provide at regular interval, but there is a provision, or it is compulsion, that you need to provide at the abutment near the bridges or structures like bridges. And you saw the figure. This is the main objective. Okay, and where this is provided, how you are going to design this. These are the design concept. Okay, rounded steel bars, how the bars will be, what is the shape? The shape of the steel bars will be rounded. And while designing, you have to take this diameter. That is, you have to assume diameter of the dowel bars between 25 to 32 mm. This is the thickness or diameter. Diameter of the dowel bars is 25 to 30 mm, and length will be 500 mm. That is 50 centimeter length. The length of dowel bar will be 50 centimeter, and you have to assume, or you have to provide the diameter of 25 to 30 mm. And what is the spacing? Spacing between two bars, it is 250 to 300 mm. Okay, I'll just show the figure. Suppose, assume this is a, okay, this is a slab in the movement direction. Okay, how the vehicles is moving, vehicle is moving in this direction. Okay, this is the movement of direction of vehicle. How you are providing the slab? The slab will be provided, this is the joint. Assume this is the one joint. Okay, and second double bar, third double bar, fourth double bar, fifth double bar. Okay, the spacing just now is these are the spacing between two double bars, and diameter is 25 to 32 mm, and length means from here to here you are providing. This is the length of the double bar. Okay, like this you are providing. Okay, this is the length of the double bars, and length just now you saw, that is 500 mm. And spacing, this is the spacing between two double bars. The spacing between two double bars, this is the spacing. Okay, the spacing between two double bars, it will be 20 250 to 300 mm thickness. Okay, next, that is, this is the dimensions of the dowel bar. That is, diameter is 25 to 30 mm, and sorry, 25 to 32 mm, and length is 500 mm, and place spacing between two bars will be 250 to 300 mm. Okay, that is the first point. Second one, that is about 50 mm less than the half length. Means assume, suppose 300 mm is the length of the bar, 300 mm is the length. Half the length means 300 divided by 2, that is 150 mm. 150 mm minus 50 mm, that is 100 mm. You can see here 50 mm less than the half length. Half length means 300 divided by 2 is 300 divided by 2 is 150. 150 minus 50, that is 50 mm less than the half length. That means 100 mm. Assume 100 mm of the rounded steel double bars are embedded during concrete. Okay, why you are going to embed it in concrete? To make the proper bond with the concrete. Okay, I will show the diagram. Assume this is the slab. Assume this is the slab and this is the another slab. Okay, assume this is the dowel bar. From year to year you are providing the dowel bar. Assume this is the shape. Okay, sorry, assume this is the 300 meter dowel bar. Okay, what they are saying, half the length, this is what is the total length. The total length of the bar is 300 mm. 300 mm is the total length of the bar. In that, less than half the length, 50 mm less than the half the length. Half the length means 300 divided by 2, which will be equal to 150. In that 150 mm, you need to deduct 50 mm. That means 100 mm. Assume 100 mm will be year to year. From year to year, 100 mm. Okay, this length, this one third of length, or assume like this, one third of the length of the bar should be embedded in the concrete. Why it should get embedded in the concrete? To make a proper bond. Okay, to make proper bond between steel bar and concrete, to accommodate or for the bonding purpose, this 100 mm or less than 50 mm length of length will be embedded. Similarly, remaining length I will show. You can see here, remaining length means other half length of dowel bars plus 50 mm. Other half length means 300 divided by 2 is 150. 150 plus 50 mm, that means 200 mm. In 300 mm, 100 mm should be embedded in the concrete. Remaining 200 mm of the length should be de-embedded, or it should not be embedded with the concrete, or it should not make a bond with the concrete. You can see here, other half length of the dowel bars plus 50 mm, that means 300 divided by 2 is 150. 150 plus 50 is 200 mm. This 200 mm should be covered with a plastic shuttering, just to prevent. Why they are providing plastic shuttering? To prevent the development of bond between dowel bars and concrete of the adjoining slab. Okay, or just think like this, one third, if total length is 3 meter, or okay, assume 3 meter. If total length is 3 meter, in 3 meter length of the dowel bars, one third means 1 meter. 1 meter should be having a bond between concrete, that is bond between steel bars and concrete. Remaining two third means 2 meter. 2 meter will be covered by this plastic shuttering. This plastic, why you are providing plastic shuttering? Just to prevent the bond between dowel bars and concrete, and this is called as debonded half length of dowel bars. Okay, this is the concept. Next, what are the forces acting place? Stresses, just now we discussed, that is in longitudinal joints or in expansion joints, compressive stresses are acting place. Okay, the maximum bearing stress developed in the dowel bar and allowable bearing stress in cement concrete are to be considered. You have to design for this purpose, stresses in dowel bars. Next one is maximum bearing stress. Okay, how much is the maximum bearing stress? This bearing stress between concrete and dowel bars will depend mainly on the diameter. Just now you told diameter will be, you can provide diameter of 25 to 30 meter. That stress will depend mainly on diameter of the dowel bar and also spacing between the two dowel bars. And maximum bearing stress between the concrete and dowel bar is given by this equation. Is, just copy these two equation, first one and second one. Okay, or take the screenshot. That is, your formula will be like this, that is SBM is equal to MC PT into 2 plus beta Z divided by 4 beta cube ESI. Remember, this is, you will feel little difficult in this formula, but if you just substitute this formula, you will get the answer. Because in previous 2 to 3 years, or when we are studying our MTech or in our engineering, we need to design for 3 to 4 pages. Okay, but for your syllabus they have made this equation very simple. Okay, this is the new equation which we haven't studied. Just a simple equation, you need to buy at this equation. Okay, if this equation was not provided, you need to this Dowell bars for 3 to 4 pages, but they have made the equation very simple. Just remember, 3 equations will come in this design. This is the first equation. That is SBM is equal to MCPT into 2 plus beta into Z divided by 4 beta cube into ESI. Beta means they have provided formula here. Beta is, the formula for beta is MCB divided by 4 into EI to the power of 0.25. I will explain the terms. Just copy this. Okay. Just take screenshot or copy. By that time, I will be explaining these terms. First term, SBM. SBM means you are going to design for the bearing stress. That means how much is the bearing stress that has been transferred to the concrete and dowel bars. You are going to analyze. Okay. Just now, yesterday we designed, right? Flexural. How you are going to design the factor of safety? That means flexural strength divided by flexural stress, isn't it? Like that you are going to design here. First term is SBM. That means SBM means maximum bearing stress, between where stresses will be acting between the concrete and dowel bar. Okay. Next term MC. MC means modulus of dowel bar, modulus of dowel concrete interaction. That will be 41,500 kg per centimeter cube. Just remember these terms. Okay. In design, they may give this value or they may not give this value. Better to remember this value, 41,500 kg per centimeter cube. Then PT, that is maximum load transferred by a dowel bar, or the load transfer by the first dowel bar from the edge. This concept we will be studying in the next slides. Okay, just remember PT means load transfer from the first dowel bar. Remember first dowel bar. Okay. Next, B means diameter. Diameter, you know, that is 25 to 32 mm, or it will be 2.5 to 3.2 centimeter. Z. Z means joint width. Width, you know, that is the width will be somewhat 250 mm to 300 mm width you are going to provide. Next, ES, modulus of elasticity of steel dowel. This is a constant, that is 2 into 100 kg per centimeter. Next, I means inertia. This inertia formula you have studied in engineering mechanics. Inertia of circle is, that is pi r square by, sorry, pi r to the power of 4 by 64, right? Similarly, here instead of r, you are going to take b. Pi into b to the power of 4 divided by 64.
Sir,
Yes.
not R, sir, D.
Huh?
Pi D power 4 divided
ಅದೇ
by 64.
ಓಕೆ
R
ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಟರ್ಮ್,
radius.
ಎಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಟರ್ಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಾರಿ ಪೈ ಡಿ ಪವರ್ 4/64, right? Here instead of the what you are taking the diameter. B means diameter, you can see here, diameter of the rounded bar. Okay, pi d power to the 4 divided by 64, or in our terms we are taking d as b. So your formula will become pi b to the power of 4 by 64. Last term, that is beta. Beta means relative stiffness of the dowel bar embedded in the concrete. That is given by this formula MC. The value of MC they have given here, 41,500. B, diameter value also you know. E value. E value also you know. Okay. Next, I value. I value we will be finding out in this step. This is the concept. Yes. Any doubts until here? Do you need to repeat once again, or shall we move further? Yes, any doubts? Yes, answer me. Any doubts, or shall we move further?
No doubts, sir.
Yes,
No
Sailja?
doubts.
No doubts. You want me to repeat again, or shall we move further?
Most.
Okay, just remember or take screenshot these values. Again, you are going to 10 steps are provided in design. I am going to explain there again. Okay, this is the first concept. Next, this is the third formula. Okay, first one bearing stress formula, maximum bearing stress formula. SBM means maximum bearing stress. Beta means relative stiffness. Now, this FB means allowable bearing stress. Okay. This is the third formula. Remember this formula. These are the three formulas. Only three formulas are there for in dowel bars. That is bearing stress in concrete, which will depend upon the ultimate bearing strength of the concrete and diameter of the dowel bar. Okay, means allowable bearing stress ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತೀರಾ? ಸಪೋಸ್ 500 kg ನೀವು ವೇಟ್ ಆರ್ ಲೋಡ್ ನ ನೀವು ವಿಥ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಲೋವಬಲ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ 400 kg ನಿಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ವಿಥ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಸಪೋಸ್ 600 kg ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಸಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇಂದ ಅಂತ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತೀರಾ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಅಲೋಬಲ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ನೀವು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಅದು ವಿಥ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು RCC ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ 1 ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಸೇಫ್ ಅಂತ, ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದೆನ್ 1 ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅನ್ಸೇಫ್ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಈ 3 ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. And this FB means allowable bearing stress in concrete. FCS, that means ultimate compressive strength of the concrete for for M40 concrete, that is 400 kg per centimeter square. And B, this B means diameter of the dowel bar. Remember this equation, FB is equal to FCS into 10.16 minus B divided by 9.525. Okay, now ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಲೋಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಾರ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ದ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್, ವೈ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ದ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ 3 ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾರ್ಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಅಲೋವಬಲ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಟಿಫ್ನೆಸ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್. Now how you are going to design, this is the concept. Okay, there are 6 to 7 concepts. First point, that is diameter of the dowel bar and spacing between them are designed such that group of dowel bars can transfer 40% of the design axle load. Means suppose assume 1000 kg vehicle load ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ, 1000 kg ಇದೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. 1000 kg load is transferring to the pavement. Okay, what is the weight of the vehicle is 1000 kg. 1000 kg is transferring to the CC pavement or rigid pavement. In that, okay, I will show. Okay, okay, assume these are the 2 slabs. First slab, second slab. Here what is happening, first one is load is transferring. Okay, how much is, sorry, how much load is transferring from the vehicle? The load transfer from the vehicle is, assume it as a 1000 kg. Okay, 1000 kg is the load transferred. Okay, in that load will be transferred through the dowel bars. These are the dowel bars. First dowel bar, second dowel bar, third, fourth, fifth. These are the group of dowel bars. Okay, in this group, this will going to transfer 40%. Okay, that means this will transfer 40%. 40% of the total load, that is 40% of P. 40% of P. 40% of P means how much? That is, it will go, these dowel bars will going to transfer 400 kg. This is the first concept. Suppose 1000 kilonewton, 1000 kg is the load applied on the road. This group of dowel bars, these are the group of dowel bars. It will transfer 40% of total load or 0.4 times of P. Okay, that is, yes, diameter of the dowel bar and spacing between them are designed. It will be designed such that group of dowel bars, it can transfer 40% of the design axle load. Suppose P is the total axle load, 0.4 P is the load transferred through the dowel bars. That is the first point. Then most important factors governing the design of a dowel bar are maximum bearing stress. That is, you designed here SBM. This is the one concept. Next, SBM and allowable bearing stress FB. These are the 2 factors. Okay, to design the dowel bar. Dowel bar is designed based on SBM and FB. Okay, that is maximum bearing stress and allowable bearing stress. These two factors will influence the design of the dowel bars. Next, usually first dowel bar is placed at a distance of 15 centimeter from the pavement edge. Listen here, this is the pavement. Okay, this is the movement of the direction. First dowel bar, this is the first dowel bar, second dowel bar, third dowel bar, fourth dowel bar. How first dowel bar will be placed? You can see here. First dowel bar will be usually placed at a distance of 15 centimeter or 150 millimeter from the edge. Okay, ನಿಮಗೆ ಇದು ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ 15 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಆರ್ 150 mm ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. Okay, that is first one is 0.4p, second one is it will depend upon SBM and FB. Third one, first dowel bar is usually placed at a distance of 15 centimeter from the pavement edge. Then critical loading position for the dowel bar is when the design load is placed directly above the first dowel bar. ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾರ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಲೋಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, that will be the critical condition. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, that is edge load condition and corner load condition. You got maximum value near edge only. Okay, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೋಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಎಡ್ಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, that will be the critical loading position. Okay, loading position ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 types ಇದೆ, edge loading, corner loading and interior loading. And in that most critical loading position is when load is directly placed on the first dowel bar. Okay, ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಲೋಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಹಿಯರ್ load is directly applying on the first dowel bar. On that condition, it is a most critical loading. Okay, less only 1 minute is remaining. Next, after this session, just join back again. Next, these are the 4 points. First one is 0.4p load is transferred. Second one is it will depend upon SBM and FB. Third one is first dowel bar is usually placed at a distance of 15 centimeter. Fourth one is the critical loading position is when load is directly applied on the first dowel bar. Next, let maximum load carried by the first dowel bar when load is directly placed above is P kg. Okay, assume what is the maximum load? Just assume maximum load ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಡವೆಲ್ ಬಾರ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ 1000 kg is the load applied by the vehicle. This A will carry, the first dowel bar will carry a P value, that is 1000 kg will be carried by the